to Movie Dump,
where we watch the shitty movies so you don't have to.
Yes, my name is Ben.
I am Scott Herfendurfender.
Your name is going to be fake like every single time.
Oh, totally.
That's not right.
I'll never know which one is the real one.
Yeah, I'm Nick Brown, and I guess we have a special guest in the studio today. Ben, why do we have a special guest in the studio today?
Well, the reason why we have a special guest in the studio today is we watched the epically awesome movie Sharktopus, and since it's about a Navy experiment, we brought in our resident naval expert,
Sailor Steve.
Yes, Sailor Steve.
I'm going to call you Spoon throughout this entire thing because I like the name Spoon better.
I'm going to call him the Juggernaut.
Whatever. Wrong movie, man.
Oh, sorry.
Our audience is going to be really confused. They're like, who the fuck is Spoon and Juggernaut? Like,
well, I don't know. I think I have to apologize to our naval expert because I think we saw this movie and we realized we're like, we got to get a Navy expert in here. And so we brought one in and made him watch Sharktopus. And come halfway through it, I kind of realized there's absolutely no naval intelligence in this movie at all.
Like there was one you had the commander. What was it? Commander Cox.
Commander
Cox, who I guess was the liaison for the Navy, and that's it. Like every once in a while they would pop in saying, "Oh yeah, the Navy's gonna be upset if people know about this Sharktopus here, hey." So, and that was it. That's all with the Navy.
I was wondering halfway through what I was doing here, so...
Isn't it kind of, like, I don't know, isn't it kind of funny that it was Commander Cox?
Yeah, Commander Cox.
Isn't that, like, wouldn't that be, like, a fake name that we would end up using for, like, a movie? Like, just to, throw it in there and be like, oh, okay, there's a Rear Admiral Cox.
Rear Admiral Cox? Like, no.
Spoon, did you have anybody in the Navy that had a name like Rear Admiral Cox in there?
No, we actually had a commander. It was Commander America, and he actually got promoted to captain.
So it was Captain America?
Yeah.
Oh, that's badass.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
It's the only one I can think of.
That really makes me wish we go to war with Germany and there's like some Red Skull like experiment. So we got Captain America versus the Red Skull. That'd be so cool.
That would. All right. Well. Before we go off on a tangent, Scott, give us a little brief synopsis of this film.
Oh, all right. I suppose I can do that. After research scientist Dr. Sands and his daughter Nicole develop an electrical implant-controlled hybrid shark octopus for use by the government as a classified naval weapon, the creature breaks down and goes on a homicidal spree. I'm going to insert rampage there because it sounds better. As the animal chomps its way through the resort beaches of Mexico, Dr. Sands tries to convince a retired colleague to help him and Nicole stop the carnage.
So it was a homicidal spree that he went on, right?
Yeah, and what a spree it was.
So, I don't know, I like the idea of rampage better.
Yeah, because homicidal like spree...
It's like you should be carrying like daffodils and flowers with them and sprinkling them.
Well, here's my problem with that whole spree at the end. They built it up with such awesomeness. I mean, it went from, electrical implant-controlled hybrid shark octopus used by the government as a classified naval weapon, and then they end the sentence in spree.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I just like his electrical implant controlled hybrid. That's like a new type of car.
Yeah,
almost.
He had a car strapped to the back of him.
Yeah. I don't know, Spoon, did they ever have anything that's an electrically implant controlled thing in the Navy? Was that like a new boat or anything?
No, not special enough for animals. They used dolphins and seals for like mine sweeping and stuff. But...
Oh, they did do that, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Well, let's talk about the opening for the film. I have to say I really liked the Jaws homage that they did.
Yeah. I didn't think that was... I mean, I guess that's an appropriate way to start off a movie. It is kind of like a ripoff of Jaws, I guess, to a certain extent, but...
I mean, you have the girl going out into the... and first shot was the two girls laying on the beach.
Yeah.
And the ass shots.
That's a great way to start a movie.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then the girl goes into the water and she's swimming around. She's having a good time. And then you start seeing the fin and the shark underneath.
Yeah.
And it's not...
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's just a normal shark. And our friend sees the shark and...
Oh my god! Will somebody help her, please? There's a shark! Free! Shark! Oh my god!
But like, just the acting in this is I have no words to explain how bad the acting is in this movie.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess it was bad.
The only thing I got for the opening scene is when Sharktopus kills the regular shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took that as it's supposed to be showing Sharktopus is more powerful than Jaws.
I could see
agree
that.
right
I
there.
could see that.
That's
Yeah. Because first, I mean, you see this threat of the shark, and everyone's geared up like, oh shit, here comes the shark. What's gonna happen? And then out of nowhere, fucking Sharktopus just wraps his tentacles around it and carries the shark out of the depths of the water.
Lifts it clear out of the water and then does a super body slam back into the water and it's dead.
I think. Well, the
No one reacts
Sharktopus
to it.
Yeah, the Sharktopus was like trained as a pro wrestler apparently because he was able to pick up the shark and just like slam him down the way he did. So
A lot of
gracefully.
his kills and attacks were very showboaty.
It was a little bit.
Mhm.
I don't know. He was playing it up for the fans.
Yeah,
I think that's.
he
what
knew
it
the
was.
cameras were there, so he was playing.
And
He just wants to be loved. That's all it
Yes,
is.
yes. So after we see this first appearance of Sharktopus, we cut to I guess it's like a military facility or a science facility where we meet our two scientists, Eric Roberts, and what was the actress's name that played his daughter?
Sarah Lane.
She did a pretty good job. I mean, Eric Roberts always does an okay job.
I don't know. He was good as Sal Maroni in Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's
What a jump.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, that's
yes.
kind of a difference.
Well, this isn't the first time that Eric Roberts has worked with this director. He was on the movie Cyclops with them too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they already have a little repertoire going on between them, and for some reason he came back for more punishment on this
I don't
film.
know. It's because he probably accidentally ran over the director's dog or something like that.
It's like, you owe me.
It's like Eric Roberts. Hey, aren't you related to Julia Roberts? By any chance?
He is the only actor that can jump from shitty films to big blockbusters, going back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a point there. I don't know.
And he
too
almost
many
plays the
else.
same character in every single one.
Eric Roberts. Come on, he's just a douche.
Someone's off Eric Roberts' card list.
Yeah.
That's
This is like the first actual introduction to the Navy side of the story. We see the Commander Cox come in, looking at Project or S11 is what they call it.
S11. And what? I thought it was kind of weird how they really wanted to get across that this was not named Sharktopus, but
Yes.
the Sharktopus was actually named S11 because
Yeah.
they said it. Oh, S11's over there, and we got to go get S11, and Project S11 is here, but there's Project S11.
S-11 is now totally under our control. Blue Water Corps has just created the Navy's next superweapon.
Here's something else that I thought was kind of weird. It's half shark, half octopus, but he had spikes on him.
Yeah, the tentacles had spikes on the bottom of them.
What? Yeah. Well, he had spikes around his neck too.
Yeah, like
so
around the gills. He
was
had,
that like a skin
he's
condition?
a super
or-
top secret Navy killing machine.
He
He needs spikes.
I don't know.
He was
But-
only classified, not top secret.
That's
Ah,
what- yeah.
yeah.
Little do we know, we're all dead after this.
Yeah.
Sailor Steve has, actually worked on the S11 project.
No, I only worked on S1 through 10, then I got
Oh,
kicked
okay.
off. So
Yeah.
So this
Those
will be our
projects were
last
great, I heard.
Which,
podcast.
ironically enough, like every S project was escalated. Every single time. Like the first one was like they crossbreeded like a guppy with like a jellyfish. They're like Project Jelly Guppy, and it didn't do anything. It just kind of it tasted delicious though, but it didn't really do anything.
After that,
so.
they did a sea cucumber and a frog.
It was like a manatee and a stingray after that.
No, after their failed mistakes, especially after S11, they're going mechanical.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
gonna
let's
it's
see.
gonna be half shark, half lawnmower.
And what
yeah.
would we call this so-called creature?
Shark mower.
Oh.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Another interesting, like Sharktopus, he changed sizes throughout this movie.
Yeah,
like,
he did.
left and right.
He
It was
kept
all over
changing
the place.
size. He was gigantic. He was like smaller than the boat. It was very interesting how that.
So you think it was Roger Corman that directed it, right?
No,
Or he's the
Roger
producer?
Corman, king of monster flicks. He was a producer in it.
Okay,
or
so
producer for the film. Yes.
So you think he like popped in the editing studio one day, and the editor's like, "Man, I don't know about this. The shark is big here," and then I cut to this next scene, and he's about the size of a small motorboat, and it's just not cut enough, and he's just like, "No one will notice it. Just fuck it, just do it anyway. What do I pay you for?
That's the thing. When it was in the shallow water, you only saw the tentacle come out. It's like you're
and
right
what
up
a
on the beach.
bad CGI tentacle those words.
I didn't think it was shitty animation. I thought it was really good, and they just had the idea that the Sharktopus had really good skin treatment. And so he oils up.
Was brought to you by Oil of Olay.
Yeah, I had to pay the funding somehow.
All right, so Sharktopus is or S11 is a quote unquote naval experiment, whatever.
No, the Navy's only funding the experiments.
The Navy is only funding it, but they're using it for wherever the Navy cannot go. And in an example of how this thing can work, the harness that they had, the transmitter, gets knocked off, destroyed, and all hell breaks loose. Sharktopus is now on a rampage.
What was the first death?
The first death was where the two guys that
ship cleaners.
My favorite scene through the whole movie was the first death.
Yes. Steve here would not shut up about this scene. He kept bringing it up throughout the whole movie. I'm like, dude,
shut up. Who cares?
Yeah, shut up. We got it.
There's more deaths.
Like decapitation. That wasn't as cool.
Yes. Well, here. We'll play a little soundbite for you so you can kind of get an idea of the epic death scene.
Hey, I can think of worse ways to go anyhow.
Like what?
Like falling face first in a French fry or...
Thanks. Now that image my head all day.
How about getting jammed into a wood chip? Whoa! Oh no! Not like this!
Okay, so that was really funny. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, Sharktopus! Oh!
To me, if any death starts out with "Oh no!" before they die, then death doesn't seem so bad. I mean, it seems quite enjoyable.
He's like, "Oh no, my 401k hasn't been."
So after the first two deaths, all right, death count 2. We meet our protagonist, Andy Flynn. He's down in the Mexico area.
I think he was cross-eyed too.
Probably
A little cross-eyed.
At one point I saw that his eye went down.
Yeah.
The other one was pointed the other way.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter.
Well, that would explain why he could never shoot a damn thing.
Or find the shark.
That was one of those things. He is shooting at the shark. Shark's like way over to the left. He's like about 3 paces behind it. Oh, guys!
So continuity problem number 1. We were introduced to this character Andy Flynn, and he's underneath the water in a swimming pool. It cuts to him popping out of the pool, and he's wearing a fucking sombrero. When he was underneath the water, he had no hat on. What's the point of that? Just to establish that he was in Mexico?
That's all I got from it.
Yeah.
For Mexico, it looked a lot like Sarasota, Florida.
Well, when you go to these Mexican resorts, they have that little feel to them.
There were no Mexicans, though.
When you go to a Mexican resort,
There's no Mexicans.
There's no Mexicans except the people that work there. That's
I
it.
didn't see one housekeeper there or anything else that could possibly be construed as me being racist.
So it was Santos. Was supposed to be Andy's, I guess, longtime friend, his buddy
from the Marines.
Yeah. He's the one that comes and finds him and says, S11 is loose. You need to come and help us. And
Blue water wants you back.
Not a chance, man. Not a chance.
If it's about the money.
Look, it's always about the money, all right? That idiot Sands, he won't pay me for what I'm worth. So, I'm retired.
Not anymore, amigo. S11 escaped.
He was retired. What was he, like 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, he must have been either really, really good or really bad.
Yeah.
And the girl
apparently with the way that he shot his gun, I think we're going to go with the latter.
Well, I don't know, because he said he was in Iraq, he got blown up with shrapnel, and he was one of the best, biochems in the country, and yet he's only like 25 and he's retired.
I don't know, maybe...
Why the fuck is he retired?
He's done a lot.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
I did my term in there. How come I'm not retired? Where's my pension?
So let's get on to death 3. Death number 3. It's the girl on the beach. She's has a little wand metal detector thing, searching for gold or
yeah, a
silver,
little
whatever.
blonde hottie
Yeah.
with the good abs searching
Yeah.
for gold on the beach.
Yeah, and then there's that creepy guy that's following her, just watching some old creepy guy.
Also, probably a pretty accurate portrayal of what happens in Mexico.
Yeah,
Creepy
yeah.
guy
Yep,
tracing.
yep.
And she finds a coin, and as she's sitting there staring at the coin, here comes Sharktopus. The tentacles coming out of the water, grabs the chick.
Whoa.
Ah, help me! And she's dead.
Well-
and the whole time, the guy's just standing there watching her with his shit-eating grin on
Well,
his
you know
face.
what it does? There's like a whole like subgenre of like tentacle porn out there. This movie was like a tentacle porn. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yes, yes.
Wait, can I just throw in a sidebar here?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
I am somewhat of an Apple Computer Inc. connoisseur, and I know a lot of iPhone knowledge. And everybody has that little ringtone that goes when they get a text message. That one. That's the noise. Everybody hears it, and I have an iPhone, so every time I heard it, I looked at my phone thinking it would go off, and I'm like, ah, shit, and there's no text message. It's a fucking movie again.
Even though
But
everyone was using, like, Blackberries.
nobody had an iPhone in the damn thing.
no one had an iPhone.
iPhones cost money.
So Sans gives Andy a tracking dart or a way to subdue the creature.
Yeah.
And
I already know what you're gonna say with this one. I think.
What am I gonna say?
You're gonna talk about how they loaded a dart into a grenade launcher because it fires better accuracy.
Yeah, a grenade launcher.
They actually
has
said
better-
this
yes.
in the movie.
We call these interface darts. Once attached, I can access S11's bio implants with my computer, allowing me to direct its movements.
Like a remote control toy. Sounds easy.
Oh, it won't be easy, believe me. First, you have to tranquilize S11. That'll make him docile. And then he won't resist commands.
The tricks will bring S11 to the surface, and then we can hit it with the interface dart.
Why don't we just nail it underwater with your dart?
They're more accurate as shot from a grenade launcher, and since we only have 2 darts, accuracy is key.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We have death number 4. Boyfriend and girlfriend couple out bungee jumping.
Right.
If you've seen the trailer, you've seen the shot, the girl getting eaten while she's bungee jumping.
Well, it's like you knew it was coming, and then she like bounced twice. So
yeah, the first time she did it, we're all sitting here waiting, we're waiting, and then nothing, and she gets back up to the top. We're like, oh.
Wait, I want to go again.
Wild child.
Of course.
She gets eaten by a shark.
Yes. And
Her boyfriend probably had to be the worst actor of the whole movie.
yes,
He
that
said,
guy
yeah,
was so bad.
with the droopy
Oh my
eye, and he's
God.
like, "Wild child, huh?" It's like,
there was
really?
there was no emotion in this guy's acting.
Hold on,
whatsoever.
I have to dispute that. I think the worst actor in this was not the boyfriend, but it was the random chick out in the water that was on a wave runner, and she gets bored while she's out in the middle of it, and her line of what is it? Hold on, I gotta look.
Oh, she was like, "I'm thirsty. You buy the tequila."
Yeah, no, I wrote it down. Tequila's on you guys, and I'm super thirsty.
Yeah.
Tequila's on you guys, and I'm super thirsty.
That was really stupid.
And what's great about that is that line came right after her friend got eaten and dragged off the other jet ski.
Yeah, no one noticed.
And no one noticed. That was the one thing I noticed about this. Apparently, when you're down in Mexico at these resorts, you had no fucking clue what the hell was going on around you because all this shit was happening and no one was reacting.
Well, this is a fine point of why you shouldn't drink the water in Mexico because you just become completely oblivious to just absolute carnage going around unless, you know, a Sharktopus jumps up and flattens like half the people you're with. 1 or 2 people, nobody notices. Nobody cares.
So now we're introduced to the Captain Jack, the pirate radio guy, whose main purpose in this was what? To just dispute the whole thing.
Yeah, there really wasn't any purpose for him in there at all, was there?
No, it was just he had 2 scenes.
There was no point to him at all.
No,
he was just out there. And didn't he make a verbiage? He's out there on the boat. The first time we meet this character, he's like, well, they got kicked out of the USA.
And just in case they're listening, I wanted to give a special shout out to the FCC, because those are the boys who kicked my ass out of America. And boys, you have doomed me to a life filled with sandy, beautiful beaches smoking hot senoritas, and ice-cold pina coladas. You sure taught me a lesson. Folks, I may never leave here. God, I hate it here.
Can the FCC do that? Can they do that to us?
Yeah, they can't. They can't kick you out of the USA. They can stop your broadcasting, but I think that's what he meant.
Really?
Yeah. Was that he wasn't allowed to broadcast what? I mean, and from what we saw, it was not very controversial.
Like he was like broadcasting old-timey ghost stories that they just didn't agree with. Or playing that rock and roll music. Wait a minute, a girl sneezed on his broadcast the other day. We've got to shut him down right away.
Gemini!
After watching to know enough of these, straight to sci-fi movies, you sort of start to wonder if some of these actors just do this for fun. Because
I would think they would have to, because
everything after 6 o'clock on sci-fi, if it's a movie, is bad.
Well,
maybe free travel. It's like, we'll be filming in Mexico. I want to go to Mexico. Let's do it.
Well, it was kind of. I thought this was kind of funny. Cut into the end of the film where they have to kill the Sharktopus and they have to type in the password. We were all making jokes about it, like, wouldn't it be funny if it was an octo shark? And when she's trying passwords to type in this computer to kill the shark, one of them she typed in was octo shark. And I'm like,
it almost seems like they're going through the names that they were pitching for the title of the picture.
Octo Shark or Sharktopus?
Shark?
Like, what else? They couldn't come up with that many names, I'm sure. Like,
tentacle
fish.
Things you can go and have octopus.
Tentacle jaws, yes.
Yeah, tentacle jaws.
Yes. All right, so now we're back to the death count.
Can we just move on from the death count? We've been talking about, if we talk about all the deaths in this film, we're going to be talking for like
but this
hours.
this is one of the epic death counts. This is the one with the fucking car in it.
Oh yeah,
it's not a death count if there's a car in it. It's just an actor.
Well, this was the first shot. This is the first scene that we saw Sharktopus come on land and start attacking.
This was a rampage. It was a rampage.
Yeah, this is one of the rampages where you had the people.
Not the spree where he's jamming around with dandelions.
No.
That wasn't in the film. There was one good part about this scene is that if you really hate douches, the douche ratio is pretty high during this one moment, and it's the part where you're like, I really hope Sharktopus comes up and just slaughters all these people.
You do start cheering for Sharktopus for most of this movie.
Right at the end when Sharktopus, spoiler, when Sharktopus is destroyed, I was actually I was upset.
I cried a little on the inside.
but Sharktopus goes on a rampage, starts killing people, dragging them into the water, all this, more bad acting, everything, and randomly he attacks a VW bug.
But he destroyed that thing too.
It was like the icing on the cake. It's like,
it's like,
I hate that color.
You know what it was? I bet like Roger Corman once had like a Volkswagen Bug that broke down all the time, and
he just fucking hated it.
Get fucking rich, I'm gonna fucking get back at them.
or he always lost at the punch buggy game.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Goddamn punch buggies!
You know what it was? And it was by he was friends with a bunch of douches that would always go to the beach, and they always beat him at the punch buggy game. He's like, I'm gonna make a Sharktopus one day, you guys, and here show you. Didn't Roger Corman make something like he did like some good films beforehand too? Like, didn't he do like some big names?
He did a Death Race.
Yeah, recently he did the Death Race.
I guess
the Death Race remake.
I got the list right here.
Yeah, Scott.
I can always look it up.
Man.
The one that Scott found. What was it, Scott?
Oh, the one I found that I want to see. This is vintage 1957. This guy's done movies all the way down through the early 50s. But this one,
he's been around a long time.
This movie just stood out for me just because it has the longest title I've ever seen for a movie ever.
What is it?
It's called The Saga of the Viking Women and Their Voyage to the Waters of the Great Sea Serpent. We'll just call it SVWTVWGSS.
We need to find that.
Go to Netflix right now and type in SVWGW mix of piddle, whatever the hell it was.
I'm gonna get foot. All right, no problem.
Yeah. What was his most famous thing? Was it Death Race that he made?
Death Race was one of the recent.
He also
ones.
did. He also produced the 1960 version of Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that wasn't the one with Rick Moranis.
No.
Right?
No.
Yeah,
How old do you think he? No. That was from like the 80s or
yeah, that was the 80s with Steve.
There's a lot of stuff on here. There's I've never heard of most of the stuff. Star Portal, Enemy Action.
I believe he also did Dino Croc, and then Super Gator,
And then combined them,
and then Dino Croc versus
Super Gator. Yeah, he did.
We did the Fantastic Four. Okay.
Wait, no, but that's 1994.
It never came out.
The 1994 version of Fantastic Four. All right, so now Sharktopus is on a rampage. We're not going to go through the whole entire thing because honestly, it's just kill, riding on the boat. Andy Flynn taking his shirt off, putting it back on. Kill. Sharktopus can't fire the gun.
Eat a boat.
But that's what makes Sharktopus watchable, is because there's a lot of death. And then it basically goes 9 people die, then a car dies, then 7 people die, and a boat dies.
Yeah, he fucking ate a whole entire boat.
12 people die again, and it's over.
Yes,
and we cry because Sharktopus was awesome.
It was so Scott, what was the kill count all the way up to?
I had 28. Yeah, 28 deaths. That's where I've learned some pretty good slasher
I had about
movies
up to there. So now Andy Flynn is now saying, okay, we have to kill this fucker. We can't save him. We can't rescue him or capture him. We gotta fucking kill him.
The movie's almost over. We gotta kill this guy.
Yes. and that's where Eric Roberts' character Sands is like,
no, don't kill him.
You can't kill him.
He's my baby.
Yeah, he's my baby.
Well, if I made a Sharktopus, I wouldn't want you guys going around and killing him.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he probably had like a little cute name for him when he was tiny.
Like Binky.
So now that we've established that Eric Roberts is not just the scientist that created this, but he is the evil genius that decided to put what did he made him more aggressive.
S11 was a hunter. We needed a killer, so we enhanced its aggressiveness.
Yes, he turned him into from a hunter to a killer.
Which a hunter is a killer, so
which is kind of
I suppose. You know what happened? He was just splicing the DNA between an octopus and a shark, and he took a bunch of Red Bull and dumped it into the mix. Just to accelerate it.
More hell breaks loose. More shark/octopus rampage, and we finally get up to the climax of the whole movie, where our good old boy here, Sands, is destroyed by the Sharktopus.
Oh yeah, he got like a tentacle through his neck. Right?
Yeah, he sliced the neck.
You know what was really cool about that was that basically he got this tentacle through the neck, and then it sliced through the neck, and his head is damn near like it was like OJ went after him. His head was split backwards, and he fell to the ground. And his daughter runs up to him and cradles him and have that touching moment. And this is the actual line that it does.
Let go. Dad.
Nicole.
What?
Kill.
Dad.
You can still answer.
Oh, what?
I love you, Robert.
So Eric Roberts is sitting there, or Sal Maroni is sitting there. I love you.
Well, it started to sound like he was going to say something on how to defeat Sharktopus, and then he just cops out and is like, "I love you," and you can see his daughter just like, "That's not useful at all."
So we get to the end, and another rampage through a resort.
Can I just talk about my favorite part of the rampage through the resort?
I think it was probably going to be what I was going to say, but
probably.
Go ahead.
So Sharktopus gets up on the thing, slaughters like 18 people there. Well, maybe not that many. I don't know. Maybe it was 18. Maybe he killed a few off
It was
scene.
4.
It was 4. He killed 4.
But
and had
18
a burrito.
sounds so much better.
Yeah, he killed 4, had a burrito, and like a tequila shot, and he's just chilling out. And this is a big fucking Sharktopus. And I don't know, if I saw a Sharktopus, I'd be like, holy fuck, Sharktopus, I'm getting the fuck out of here. But no.
You'd be like, holy fuck, a Sharktopus. Click.
Yeah, yeah. I would, I get a picture for Facebook at least first.
Yep.
And there's Sharktopus up there killing them, and I would have exactly done that, taken a picture and run away. But if you look at this, Sharktopus kills everybody, and there's still people enjoying their continental breakfast off in the corner, just chowing down. And what was the Marine guy's name? I don't remember what it was.
Flynn. Andy Flynn.
Yeah, Flynn runs up to him. He's like, guys, you gotta get out of here. There's a wild killer Sharktopus on the loose.
Excuse me, everyone. There's a killer shark octopus hybrid headed this way. So please leave the marina in a timely fashion.
What are you talking about?
No. No? Okay, how about this?
And what's great is he's standing there the whole time with this big fucking weapon.
Well, to be fair, he had the gun behind his back.
But before he turned to everyone, he was just standing there nonchalantly with the weapon at his side.
Well, they didn't see the Sharktopus, so he didn't want to see the gun. But the only reaction they get is when the guy fires the gun. So that's when all the people enjoying the Continental Breakfast are like, fuck this, I'm out of here. He's got bullets.
So now once he finally gets to confront Sharktopus, he has no more ammo.
Yeah.
And
what's he gonna do? Throw a rock at him?
Yeah.
Did he do that? He probably threw a shoe at him or something.
He started poking him with a stick.
Yeah. What is this? You go after him with a gun, grenades, and you run out, and you poke him with a stick.
But you guys could have missed one important scene with me is when Andy Flynn became the hero and saved that little kid.
I hope there's like a spin-off, like this kid grows up and you know,
and becomes Dexter Morgan.
You know what? It's like
everybody becomes Dexter Morgan.
It's the end of The Postman, where like there's Kevin Costner up on, and he gets bronzed in that statue, and there's the little kid that's grown up 20 years, and he looks at it, it's like, that was me. I think that's what's going to happen. I think after we didn't sit through the end of the credits, but I bet at the end, after the credits rolled, there was a big.
Well, it just cuts to the next program.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure there was a bronze statue of Sharktopus there with a little kid getting
maybe
rescued.
in the DVD release.
And he stood there. It's like, that was me. Sharktopus was my friend. Sheds a tear.
So they finally got it to where they can destroy Sharktopus.
Oh, can I talk about one other thing during this end fight scene?
What?
This guy was a Marine. He can fire a gun, albeit not very well.
Yeah.
He was buff. He had abs. It's not uneasy to get abs. But the biggest thing that really freaking annoyed me about this scene is that when Sharktopus attacked him, the Sharktopus did a little leg sweep. Or maybe this was a little bit before, but I just remember the fight scene. Sharktopus did a leg sweep to the Marine, and the Marine fell down and he was knocked out. And that's it. It was a leg sweep. The Marine got knocked out by a leg sweep.
Or was it a tentacle sweep?
Tentacle sweep, I guess. Yeah. The tentacle sweep the legs.
Yes. So now, you know, we're at it where Nicole Sands it needs to put in the code into the computer to blow up
Octoshark.
Octoshark or Sharktopus.
She put in Sharktopus first.
She did put in Sharktopus first.
And that's where it is. She, by this point in the film, she's never heard anyone really call it Sharktopus.
Probably.
It was always everyone else.
It was S11. Did she type in S11?
No, she never typed in S11.
Did it have to be like an 8-character password
or
something?
She typed in Sharktopus. Yeah. She typed in Octoshark. Yeah. And then the thing that all of us were saying, because Eric Roberts' character kept calling her this throughout the whole entire movie, Pumpkin. Yeah. That was his little nickname for her, and she always, Dad, I'm not, your little
Dad,
girl.
I hate that name.
I hate that name. That's
Pumpkin.
not me. Blah 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 blah.
Shut up, Pumpkin.
So when it came to the password, all of us like pretty much in unison, it's Pumpkin. We know it. Yeah. Even Steve here, who's not a film major.
Well, that's because in the Navy they use all their passwords as Pumpkin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was just a very lucky guess.
She would have been really screwed if that guy had put like a 1 or a 0 at the end
Pumpkin
of that.
1. It was PUMPK1N. How screwed would they have been if the Sharktopus ate the computer?
I'm just surprised that computer never got any damage whatsoever.
I don't know.
But so she types in Nicole Sands types in Pumpkin into the computer, and yes, boom, she has access to destroy Sharktopus, and she kind of just sits there for a little bit. She really doesn't execute.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. The other thing that was kind of funny is it's like when you're training Grandma to send email, and you're like, okay, Grandma, go ahead and click on send, and she's like, all right, let me grab the mouse and move the cursor.
Well, didn't she gain access, and instead of just hitting the button, she yells over at her.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
I got it. I'm gonna do it.
Nicole, I got it.
Anytime now, Nicole.
Yeah, and you see they're being attacked.
My finger's over the enter button. I'm getting closer to the enter button.
Are you
My
sure you
finger's
really want to
on
do do this.
Fucking G.I. Joe is over there like, fucking push the goddamn button!
I'm getting dragged by death. I have a stick, man.
I got a stick. It's not working. He's really fucking pissed off. Push the damn button.
I almost got it. It's right here. I'm right. Wait a minute.
Wait, yeah, first
About to hit the button, you guys. LOL.
So she finally, eventually after surfing the web and ordering some stuff off of Amazon, she hits the button and boom, Sharktopus explodes right in front of Andy Flynn's face.
It wasn't that epic of an explosion.
Well,
it was big.
It was a very video co-pilot explosion.
When they talked about the kill switch earlier, they said it's just going to fry Sharktopus' brains.
Yeah, I was expecting a little like.
Yeah, no,
it just fucking blew up.
Like there was a bomb already set in there.
Well,
in a way that did kind of fry his brain.
That was the
I'd say.
It fried, scrambled, and separated his brain.
That absolutely was the computer animator back at home, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to.
They ran out of budget for that last
second rendering this Sharktopus.
Guys, I really don't know how to fry something. I don't know the actual electricity plug-in that well, so I'm just gonna blow him up.
Bam!
Roger Corman's like, fuck it, I don't care, do it. Why not?
Yes.
Sci-Fi already bought this. I don't care what to do with it right now.
Yes. And he and Sharktopus, boom, exploded. Everything's fine. Andy Flynn's laying there on the rock holding his stick covered in shark goo, and I
went to bed.
Yeah, and that
was it.
And that was the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So, hurrah!
It did have a bitchin' theme song.
Yeah. It was Cheetah Horse, Sharktopus. Overall, this movie, the cinematography was okay for the low budget that it was. It's straight to TV type of movie.
It was a sci-fi film.
Yeah, it was a sci-fi film.
Yeah.
It was all right. I mean, there was a little parts here and there where they broke the 180 rule, and that was it. I mean, the lighting, they could have did something with the lighting.
Yeah, they could have at least
bounce car here or there.
Get a rowboat out there on the there and
something. I mean,
something.
Even if you're out on a boat, I mean, use natural lighting. Just use a reflector.
Yeah.
Get something on there. I mean, there was a lot of shots where it was you just saw shadow on the face. There was nothing.
Yeah,
it looked like they had no grips.
A lot of water, a lot of boat.
Yeah,
not much in set design.
They probably only had the boat for a certain amount of days, and they're like, "We need to film as many shots as fast as we can, and as many as we can." Right?
Well, it
now.
doesn't take that much. I mean, shit.
I bet that's what.
Just get a grip. Find a PA. It's like, hey, you want to work on a film? Here, hold this. It's not that hard.
I bet one of the actors actually had a boat, and that's how they got the role for this.
That's probably true.
They used Eric Roberts' boat.
I got a boat. Put me in the movie.
Where's the boat at? Mexico? Perfect.
Well, where's the boat at? It's Sarasota. We'll deal with it.
We'll make it look like Mexico. Yeah, but we talked about the effects, the CG. It was
It was sci-fi.
It was a sci-fi channel movie.
Sci-fi's done worse. Sci-fi's done better.
Yeah. I mean, some parts it was good, some parts it was bad. The length of the shark, the tentacles kept changing length, and the Sharktopus itself kept changing size. That's going to happen when you have something like
Sharktopus
this.
can kill you in 6 inches of water.
Yes. Apparently, he could kill you in 6 inches of water and not be seen. And then he could be the size of a ship. Yeah.
Now to the art design credit, I did think sort of disregarding the crappy CG texture on the model. The Sharktopus model was pretty cool looking.
I will admit that was kind of cool.
It was a very cool little concept. I was kind of interested on how when they first announced this film, like what Sharktopus would look
I remember seeing production art design drawings.
Yeah, little models of
it. Hey, that looks kind of cool.
It looked really badass. I mean, they could have really fucked it up.
Yeah, I suppose.
But they didn't.
Could have been a golf ball with a bunch of little pipe cleans at the end or something.
Yeah. But I mean,
with a smiley face tooth grin on it.
Well, it could have been an octopus with 8 sharks for the tentacles.
That would have been that would have been death on a stick right there.
Yes. Now the editing, I had a problem with the editing when it just randomly, like, you had the phone conversations on the boats. It randomly went into the editing style that they used on Hulk. That comic book style where you have different actions going on.
And there was no reason for it.
But it was just so bad because it was out of nowhere. I mean, I can understand if they were doing that, constantly throughout the film,
It was pretty random.
it would have worked. But they just did it that one time, and then later on.
And Roger Corman didn't even bother to look at that part of the film, so the editor's like, yes!
Awesome! Yeah, and I mean, that was the only problem I had with it, besides, like, random cuts to people that aren't showing any emotion and really do nothing to that scene.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we don't need that.
I just didn't like a lot of this movie. You know, in standard sci-fi, you know, horror movie fare, movie was pretty predictable too. Probably the worst one was when the pirate radio guy died.
Oh yeah,
he's like going up there's no such thing as Sharktopus. And he says like 9 times. Yeah, and what happened? Sharktopus.
What's great about it is that was the only time they actually went up on the deck.
Can you live with yourself?
So you're not punking me in this thing?
No.
Steffi, this has to be a hoax, okay? It's got to be. There's no way a shark, octopus, fishy thingy really exists.
Well, I hope you're right.
Trust me, okay? There is no such thing as a sharktopus.
You know, the best part of this movie, and it's something you kind of have to do in your head. It makes the movie even better than it already is, if you want to call it good. But it's whenever you see Sharktopus eating something, you just have to go nom 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 nom. It works pretty well.
Nom 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 nom.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what are your final thoughts on this? Like, what do you think overall? Was this a good film?
I mean, was it a good film? I don't know. I think it's worth looking at it. I think like, you know, the best parts were definitely the part where the Sharktopus came out, because that's the part, like, I think I was with Scott. We're just kind of cheering for Sharktopus halfway through this.
Yeah.
I don't know. This movie was it goes into one of those watched it, really don't have a desire to watch it again. Sharktopus was, well, you know, design wise was cool. He killed a ton of people, which made the movie, you know, actually watchable.
Do you think this was a cult classic?
I think it could be.
Could be.
It could be. Because I don't know, it's something that I've noticed recently but like sci-fi movies like this or bad movies like this are almost becoming like a fad. Like people want to watch them because they're just so shitty and entertaining.
And who else are making those movies? Just Roger Corman.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it. So he's freaking a genius.
They're easy. They're cheap, and you could get them out there fast.
Yeah, you can have like, you know, high school editors cut this thing.
Yeah, exactly. So what would you rate this, Scott?
Well, it was watchable. And I'll say, you know, once again, it was completely watchable because of the body count. If they hadn't been killing people off left and right, this movie would have been just, you know, shit city on a sandwich or something. But anyway, I will actually give this a very generous 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Dog coils.
I think that's what I was thinking. 5 out of 10, maybe 6 out of 10. Or
but
4
that's
out of 10,
that's about where all the sci-fi crap.
Which way is it again? I always forget. Is it 1 is the best, 10 is the worst, or 10 is the best?
1 is good, 10 is bad.
0 is the best, 10 is the worst.
Okay. Yeah, 5. 5. I'd say 5.
5?
I can do a 5.
All right, Steve, what about you?
I'd give it a 5.
You give it a 5?
5?
Yep. So far it's 5 all around? 5 all around?
What about you? What do you think?
But I give it a 5.
Yeah, it's 5.
I think it's a 5.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, you know, it's a sci-fi movie. They're all 5s for the most part.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, every once in a while you get a good gem that's really good in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it.
Well, I got one last thing.
What?
If you don't check out Sharktopus, another good Roger Corman movie is Gas, or It Becomes Necessary to Destroy the World in Order to Save It.
Wait,
good lord, that
sounds like an instruction manual.
Gas or it...
Is that like Dr. Strangelove or How I Learned to Start Making
But I
Love
would
to
say
the Bomb
check
or
that one out.
whatever.
1970. Gas, or It Became Necessary to Destroy the World in Order to Save It.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Ooh.
You heard it from
Spoon.
Sailor Steve Spoon, whatever his name is for this week.
Sergeant Spoon.
Yeah.
He did Candy Stripe Nurses.
I didn't see that either.
Stop with the facts.
My dad did. My dad actually had it on VHS, Candy Stripe Nurses.
All right, so for next week, it's Scott's pick. So, Scott, what movie are you going to be bringing?
Ghostbusters.
That's not a shitty movie.
You're a ghost, but no.
That's a great movie.
The game, then.
I think Ghostbusters on NES. We're gonna watch them. No, but actually, you know, I'm thinking we're gonna go a horror route. Seeing as Halloween is coming up, we're gonna have to watch something shitty and frightening. I'm going with
Big Mama's House.
Yeah, no.
There was a lot of shit in it.
We're going with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 4, The Next Generation.
Have you guys seen that yet?
No,
I've seen it already.
That's the one with Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey.
I believe you're right.
It's bad.
And doesn't leather.
If you've ever seen the cover of this movie, like the old cover, not the new one, it's shit.
So much shit that is not explained in that movie.
Yep, I've heard plot holes and.
Doesn't Leatherface start dressing the dragon that way?
Yeah, I think they try and do a thing like Leatherface is an alien type thing. It
could be. Oh man, this sounds awesome.
On the upside, Renee Zellweger was kind of hot in it.
That happens. So. But anyway, yeah. So I'm thinking we're gonna do. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 4, The Next Generation.
That's what's up. Well, you heard it straight from Scott, and well, that's it. That's it for this week. I am Ben.
I'm Scott.
Well, I'm Nick Brown. God damn it.
I'm Sailor Steve.
Yes,
it's been fun.
Spoon.
Yes, and this is
All right,
Movie Gump.
We'll have you in when we have another Navy movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, even though this wasn't really a Navy movie.
No, we're sorry.
We'll have you back when we watch McHale's Navy.
Yes. All right. Have a good week.
Word.